Another banker has been found dead, this one only a few blocks from our studio here in Manhattan in New York City. This one in his bathtub with his throat slashed. A 42-year-old man has been found dead in his bathtub in his apartment in the financial district of New York City. Authorities say that his throat was indeed slashed. According to NYPD, the man's body was found around 3 p.m. in his one-bedroom apartment. When cops arrived at the scene, they found him unconscious in his bathtub with a laceration to his neck. EMS workers declared him dead at the scene. The Post reports that the man worked for the World Bank, although the NYPD has not yet released his information. No arrests have been made. This is under investigation. And we've had a little bit of a lull in I guess the term to be used would be suspicious deaths of bankers. We had, of course, the 58-year-old former senior executive at Deutsche Bank, William Brexmith, in his home, found dead after an apparent suicide. We had Tata Motors managing director Carl Slim, found dead on the fourth floor of the Shangri-La Hotel in Bangkok. Police say he could have committed suicide. We had Gabriel McGee, 39 years old, VP at JP Morgan Chase's London headquarters, jumped to his death from a building in the Canary Wharf area. A second JP Morgan employee was found just weeks later in London as well. And then Ryan Crane, who worked at the bank's New York office for 14 years, died on February 3rd in Stamford, Connecticut at his home. And then we had the 33-year-old man who plunged to his death from the roof of a 30-story building in Hong Kong's financial district. Some of those, Lewis, at the time that they happened subsequently, one after the other, people were saying this is all a little bit suspicious. And some of these, when you look individually, some were apparent suicides, but some may have been suicides. Then we had this lull, and now we have this World Bank individual who has been found with his throat slashed, and that appears not to be a suicide. We get, every time we talk about this, half the audience says there's definitely something going on here that is linking these. And then others saying, no, this is just people who are in a stressful job. These types of jobs lend themselves to high stress, and that's all we're seeing. We're seeing suicides in a very stressful industry.
Certainly high-stress jobs, but there's no way we can say with certitude that these are connected.
Of course.
It's interesting to think about, and it's is it possible? It's possible. We just have no idea, so we won't connect those dots
For
yet.
example, accountants have a high rate of suicide, but I would guess that if numerous accountants around the country were committing suicide and there were individual news stories, I don't know that there would be the same reaction as saying, let's link these all together. It's known that accountants have a high rate of suicide.
Yeah, I mean, there were multiple JP Morgan instances here, but apart from that, you've got people from all over the world, different companies, different banks, different organizations. I think it would be a real stretch to connect all of those.